Hey guys, my name is Jack, and this is Bible with Jack. Today we're going to be reading Genesis chapter 22. After these things, God tested Abraham and said to him, "Abraham," he said. "Here I am." He said, "Take your son and your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I shall tell you." So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took two of his young men with him, and his son Isaac. And he cut the wood for a burnt offering, and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. On the third day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place from afar. When Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey, I and the boy will go over there and worship and come again to you." And Abraham took the wood of burnt offering and laid it down on Isaac his son. And he took in his hand the fire and the knife. So they both went together. And Isaac said to his father Abraham, "My father." And he said, "Here I am, my son." He said, "Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham said, "God will provide himself the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." They went both of them together. When they came to the place of which God had told them, Abraham built the altar there and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham." He said, "Here I am." He said, "Do not lay a hand on your boy or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." And Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him was a ram caught in the thicket by his horn. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of that place, "The Lord will provide." As it is said to this day, "On the mount of the Lord it shall provide." And the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "By myself I have sworn, declared the Lord, because you have done this, and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you, and I will surely multiply your offspring as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand on the seashore. And your offspring shall possess the gate of his enemy, and in your offspring shall the nation and the earth bless, because you have obeyed my voice." So Abraham returned his young men, and arose and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham lived at Beersheba. Now after these things it was told to Abraham, "Behold, Milcah also bore children to your brother Nahor, Uz his firstborn, Buz his brother, Kemuel the father of Aram, Kesh, Hoz, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethu father of Rebekah. These 8 Milcah bore Nahor, Abraham's brother. Moreover, his concubine, whose name was Remuel, bore Tebu, Gaham, Teshai, and Mach. This chapter always puzzled me. The Bible always condemns child sacrifice, so I wondered why God would tell Abraham to do this, right? Since child sacrifice is not in one of God's righteous acts. Another thing is, we see that Isaac is not actually a child. He's around the age of 18 to 30, around the same age as Jesus would be. So when we think about it, God sacrificed his own son, but yet that sacrifice is condemned in the Bible. And Abraham would follow that because God said so, even though in the Bible it says God condemns it. So there's kind of a contradiction here, and some studies say that because Abraham believes in the resurrection, therefore he committed this act. Others say that this type of sacrifice is aligned with the penal substitutionary atonement. So Jesus' sacrifice is not like a pagan type of sacrifice, more like he's sacrificing his life as if a father would sacrifice his life for his child, kind of thing. Not like the pagan type of sacrificing to appease the gods. I'm not sure yet. I'm still digging into this, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And I think that's it for Genesis chapter 22. I'll see you next time for 23.